Hey guys, it's Emma here for Jewelry Talk, and we have a exciting episode for you guys today or tonight. Um, and it's about photography, professional photography, and how to display your jewelry, but also be able to take good pictures, good quality pictures that are clear and very detailed of your work. So you know exactly what what to do and what not to do in photography. And I will give you some secret traits of mine that I've learned over the year of 21 years that I've been making jewelry. And photography is kind of my thing. I like taking photos. And we'll get into it where we'll talk about good lighting versus not so good lighting, indoor versus outdoor. And my question is for my listeners on here is what is the best lighting for photography? Anyone? Anyone? Give up? All right. Claire's answer is natural lighting is the best light for photography. It makes your photos pop. It gives the colors come out more, and you see all the details and the artistry that you put into your work comes out in this photos. And it also helps keep track of all of your inventory. So if you're making jewelry and you're doing art shows and people are like, "Oh, I love this piece. Do you have this, you know, on your website?" Yeah, of course I do. You can show them the list and the photos and everything like that. And that's basically, it can actually help you represent you in your jewelry making business. And that is a very big key in jewelry making. Now, there's some sources that you can get through our fun little Fire Mountain Gems place. There's an article about photography and how to take for take photos with either a camera, a digital camera, or a cell phone. Or I use an iPad. I take a lot of my photos on an iPad. And I also use a light box, which I will give you all the information in the description about where you can find your first light. A light box is a photography kind of like light box that helps you make your photos very professional looking and makes them look beautiful, stunning. I am always surprised when I take my own photos of my jewelry. And then the next thing is really key in when you do photos, you also have to edit them to make them look even better. Like I have an editing tool on my computer and it helps me kind of take the original photo and basically turn it into like maybe lighter tones and brighten it up, make it look very popped with the colors and everything. And also another thing I use for displaying my jewelry when I take photos is I use household items. Like I use a candle. And no one ever noticed that I used a candle. They'll never, people will never know because the angle and the way you display your stuff really shows that you just basically used a candle, and it just makes me laugh. And it's even crazier because you can basically use like I have these little plastic little glass things I got at the dollar section at Target, and I can display my earrings off of there. Or I got acrylic ear stand at Hobby Lobby today. Just the little essentials that help you represent your photos and make them look very professional. And another tool is sometimes you can be outdoors and take your photos out there because the lighting is 100% better than being indoors. And I have used it in example. I have used outdoor photos with all of my jewelry, and I'm very proud of how well they turned out. I even have like little different displays. I have like a pillow. I have all sorts of different things, and I've ordered things to help me with my business. Speaking of, another part of this segment is of how to package your jewelry to ship off to people. Now, I will give you this advice because I've been doing this, like I said, for 21 years. And the one thing I learned from my years of jewelry making, do never ship out to the international. Because, for example, for me, is I shipped out a package a long time ago to Europe, and it was great because I've never shipped anything out before like that. But it charged me $15 to ship it to the UK. And of course, that was kind of a great experience to learn because I never knew how much it would have cost for me to ship something to Europe. And the sad news is I only got $1 out of this entire sale that I made because my ring was 15 and it really just didn't add up great for that. That is one lesson sometimes you just have to learn the hard way sometimes. But, having all this experience, it opens my eyes to helping others learn and to help them and teach them different things that I've learned over the years that I've been doing this for. And, like for instance, like how to display your box of what you're selling, your jewelry, how to present it, how to make it look professional. Put your label of your logo on there and just, you know, put like a thank you sticker or a thank you card and saying thank you so much for supporting my business. Thank you so much for everything you've done for us. Because we artists, we have to pay out of pocket for our materials most of the time. And that's not easy because we're still trying to have to pay our bills, our rent, our food, just certain essentials we need to survive. But then also the main thing we also need to do is pay for our materials, pay for brand new tools, and just the works. Like today, I ordered some things for my jewelry business. I got these really cool magnetic clasps that are just like super strong and really cute. I recently ran out of them, so I ordered some on Amazon, and I will post that information down in my bio or the description. I get those two mixed up, bio or description of where I got my magnet clasp from. Originally I found them through TikTok shop, but then I saw them on Amazon, and so I thought, why not? So I got a couple sets of those, and I got a sticker label thing to make stickers of my jewelry for fun. And I got thank you stickers. I got some diamond shaped hollow, like they're like stickers you can add onto your box and make your display really nice. And I custom made a bag for my jewelry, and it will have my business logo on it and my QR code for my jewelry business, which I will be linking down in the description because I think you guys want to check out my jewelry. And it's cool too because I can give you the information too. Because having an well-versed kind of like online but also in person makes a huge difference because sometimes in-person sales do way better than online sales sometimes, especially how slow the economy has been. But I've heard rumors that they say that the economy is getting better. We'll have to see. We'll have to play it by ear and see what happens. But like I said, the main things you need to focus on right now are photography and finding a light box, which is you can get on Amazon, which is really easy to get. I can't really remember how much it cost, but I know that it wasn't really that expensive. And investing in a digital camera, maybe, or you can use your phone, or if you have an iPad or a tablet, that's also a way of taking photos. And I also post my photos on every social media platform I own, which I will be posting that for my listeners on my descriptions. About where you can get all this information from, because I'm on Instagram, I don't like to call it X, but I call it Twitter. I'm on TikTok, I'm on Lemon 8 and Thread, and I have a website called Clued, Clued, Clued. And that's also where my jewelry is at. I have all my photos pretty much on my computer, on my iPad, and on my phone. So it's always good to have that kind of connection. So if you ever have to network yourself by showing and displaying your jewelry or saying, hey, look at this is some of the stuff I've been working on. And just like I said, how I sent off those emails to the two consignment shops that I'm still waiting to hear back from. I did get a phone call today by someone who is from the art shop. So that's really good news because I would like to start selling my jewelry again at that place. And that's kind of the basics. And then the next episode we'll be discussing is pricing and making sure that you have a budget, but also a way of making a profit, making sure your prices aren't too low or too high, but right in the middle, right even Stevens, because it will be a huge game changer. And then we'll also talk about copywriting and maybe some more resources. Like my favorite resources, I just have to tell you, is also Pinterest. Is where you can find DIY projects of all sorts of stuff, from jewelry making to, my gosh, like so many different things. I don't even know how to explain it, but it's like a place where you can look up ideas for new pieces of jewelry. But be aware, there is, that platform is to share ideas and discuss things with people about how they did it. Um, and just, like I said, my number one rule is your own identity, your own brand. It's your creation. You've worked on it, and it's your personality. It's who you are. Creative, no matter what, that is what it is. And I hope you guys have an awesome week end. And I'll be tuning in tomorrow night at around 11 o'clock or 11:30. This is Emma's Pretty Gems signing off. See you guys again soon. Have a good night.